Hello and welcome. This is Japan, and will be sorting random superstars into the Harry Potter houses. Now, I did this a long time ago. I'd say it's probably been a year or two away, and yeah, a lot of people went crazy on this one because it is definitely a I don't know subjective thing. So we're gonna go the best way we can and try to do it the best way we can because I think it's gonna be very difficult with some of these. Um, and it's kind of hard, honestly, to sort people into this. So we're gonna see how it goes. And this is much different because back then a lot of these characters were completely different. So I think that could definitely be where we're going to be seeing some of these characters changing. So let's go start off with Kane. Now, Kane was the one I had the most difficulty last time, and I got the most complaints about where I put him. So I'm going to put him at the bottom right now and then just go on because I feel like I definitely, um, it definitely ruffled feathers where I put Kane. Next up is Archroof. He is the truest Gryffindor out there. He seems that way. I don't really think there's much else you can say. Next up is AJ Styles. AJ Styles is like a mix between Ravenclaw and Gryffindor. I think you could put him in either one. I'm gonna put him in Ravenclaw. I think he's pretty cunning with a lot of his stuff and a lot of his storylines from the past. So I think cunning and loyal, and I think like could also go with a little bit of Hufflepuff. But I think Ravenclaw is best way to put him. The undead, the dead man, Undertaker. Again, I think him and Kane are the hardest two on this list. So I'm gonna go put him down there. Next up is Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels feels like a Gryffindor. It just really depends on which version of Shawn Michaels because some of them are all over the place. I think like the DX version would be Hufflepuff, but I guess the version of what I see Shawn Michaels as would be Gryffindor, but doesn't necessarily mean anything. Alexa Bliss, I guess, kind of like in her heel run, not as like the spooky one, but as Little Miss Bliss, I think I'd put her in Slytherin. She's pretty, manipulative and like gets her way and works the system in whatever way it needs to. I don't know. Slytherin's always a weird one because people always just view it as the evil house. I don't like to put like just bad characters. I think you can use other stuff to get your way. But I think Slytherin for her works. Kofi and Xavier were definitely Hufflepuffs last time, but they absolutely threw that out of the wall with their new storyline with hating on Big E. So Kofi, I feel like both of them kind of fit to that Slytherin vein of just being hey, it's not our fault, type of thing. I put both of them in Slytherin now, and I will put Big E in Hufflepuff. They used to all be there, but I think it's definitely changed. John Cena is the biggest Gryffindor in the world. I mean, he's basically Harry Potter in the storyline of WWE sometimes. So, yeah, Gryffindor. Bray Wyatt is a really interesting one because I feel like there's a couple ways you could put him. Like, I feel like Slytherin also has like a very deep like family connection, and they'll do for their family. That's kind of also why I applied the New Day up there because like they feel like their family, and they feel like obviously Biggie's out, but I feel like you could put him up there. I obviously feel like Hufflepuff's about loyalty, and so there could be a way Bray Wyatt would go in there. But I kind of like him in Ravenclaw. I kind of like how like Ravenclaw is like smart people. They might not always act it, but they are like they're either outwardly smart or the people that hide their smart to kind of like get over on one person. And I think like kind of like the master puppeteer type stuff for Ravenclaw. Randy Orton, the Viper himself has to, I think, also be in Slytherin. I mean, he is literally the Viper. I think even if he's like a baby face, it still works for Slytherin. Bailey, now damage control Bailey probably would be more of like a Ravenclaw, but I think current Bailey is a Gryffindor. I don't know how else to say that. Cody Rhodes for sure is Gryffindor. I feel like Cody also could secretly be like a Slytherin, that he feels like he's in the wrong house, but no, he might actually be in there because some of the stuff. Triple H, I guess it just depends on which Triple H you're looking at. Um, I think I'd put him in Slytherin next to his other Evolution housemate. I don't know. Um, CM Punk is a Hufflepuff. I don't know. Not much else to say about that, but he is. Nakamura also feels like very Ravenclaw to me. Like just very smart and deliberate with what he does, especially as this new like wandering person, like wandering samurai. So I think that's going to be where I put him. Next up, we have Eddie Guerrero. Again, there's no man more cunning and more like manipulative, like where he like can hide behind the stuff and then make him look like he's not doing anything, but he's just really that smart. So I don't know. Ravenclaw I feel fits Eddie Guerrero. Mrs. Brutality with Rhea Ripley. Um, Damn, I actually really don't know with Rhea. Rhea's like extremely loyal. I think I put her in Hufflepuff. Maybe that's because I'm also a Hufflepuff and I wouldn't mind um, bunking. I don't know what I was gonna say. Finn Balor currently, I still think is a Ravenclaw. I think he's always kind of been. He's one of those characters. I think he plays whatever he needs to play. Trish Stratus, I feel like is a Slytherin. It's kind of hard to say because I haven't seen her character on forever. Becky Lynch right now is definitely a Gryffindor. Dominic Mysterio is a Slytherin through and through. His whole lineage of his family is Gryffindors, and he gets put into Slytherin, and they should have known that as a thing. The Miz, I feel like, kind of fits in that category of Ravenclaws. Jimmy and Jay, I feel like their loyalty is unmatched, even though they've had different paths. Got to put them in Hufflepuff. Mick Foley also seems like a very big Hufflepuff person. Sami Zayn is kind of an interesting one because I honestly think that he's just kind of a Gryffindor because he's always tries to be the good guy, at least like recently. Again, this is kind of hard with different gimmicks and different things to always do it, but I think I'd put him in Gryffindor now. Kevin Owens is one that believes he's in Gryffindor, but he's in Slytherin right now, and he doesn't understand because Cody's in Gryffindor and he should be in it. Cody should be in Slytherin, stuff like that. Drew McIntyre for sure is a Ravenclaw. He's way too smart. LA Knight reminds me of a good Hufflepuff, kind of stands up for people, but also wants to kind of do stuff for his own. AJ Lee seems like another Ravenclaw. I think it'd fit pretty well for her character. Rey Mysterio, Gryffindor. Paul Heyman, I think, is a Slytherin. Charlotte Flair, Slytherin. Not Roman Reigns. Why did I say Roman? Seth Rollins, I think, is a Ravenclaw. Kind of could be both things. Uh, Roman Reigns seems like he's a Gryffindor, even though like just whatever character he is, because he's just one of those people. Like he just asked the hat to put him in Gryffindor. Stone Cold Steve Austin does whatever he wants. I think that's kind of Slytherin, I guess. The Rock, I feel like The Rock is kind of cunning. I'll put him in Ravenclaw. Tyler Breeze, kind of a weird one to go in here. I honestly don't know his character that much. I've seen him in Up, Up, Down, Down, but I've actually never seen him wrestle. So I guess Slytherin. I really don't know. China, I think she was pretty fiercely loyal. I'll put her in Hufflepuff. Lita, obviously very loyal to the Hardys. And now we go to the two hardest. Now, last time I had Kane and Hufflepuff, and I had Undertaker and Ravenclaw, and absolutely everybody lost their crap. And I don't really know exactly with these two. Now, my feeling with Kane being in Hufflepuff, at least, and I still think I want to put him in there, is that he was just always extremely loyal to his brother, like at least to the idea of having a brother. And then when his brother betrayed him as a kid, then that's what made him snap and all of that. But I feel like that loyalty would have still been there if it wasn't for outside forces. I'm guessing. And then Undertaker, I feel like you put in Ravenclaw. Like I said, I'm not really sure those are two the hardest. All this is just kind of a fun tier list. I like doing this. I'm glad to be doing it again. So tell me what you guys think and what I got wrong, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.